This has been talk at the town for the last couple of days, couple of weeks. And it's very good and very timely that a forum like this has happened, and we get to talk about the meat and potatoes of what anti-cybercrime really is all about. And at the end of the day, it's about technology. And we talk about technology in the sense that we talk about a lot of other things that it can be used for both good and bad. Parang kotse. You know, when they came up with the car, they said that you could use it to go from point A to point B, or you could use it to run over someone. It really depends on who's driving the vehicle. So who's driving technology, and what are the guidelines that are put in place to make sure that you use it to go from point A to point B rather than running over people. The anti-cybercrime law, as we've said before, this is my personal opinion, no? And I've stated this time and again, was antiquated even before we wrote it. No? And that's because that's the world we live in. Talagang ang bilis ng pagbabago. And if you are going to count on the laws to catch up with technological change, you will be sadly disappointed. We're playing catch up here. The laws are only as good as the people who will implement them. And the thing to understand about what these laws are, at the end of the day, pantulong lang to. If you look at technological change, it's really the business models that are affecting industry and the various sectors that make up an economy and the society we live in.
But I just want to give us all the appreciation of what has gone into these bills. I'd like to also remind us that in order to get the big picture, we really have to read these bills back to back. Just like when you look at the revised penal code, you have to look at all the other amendments attached to it that have added new types of criminal behavior to the RPC. And so when we look at the Cybercrime Prevention Act, you know, I submit, and I would like to use this as in closing, to say that you cannot read the Cyber Prevention Act in and of itself and judge it that way. You have to look also at, for example, Data Privacy Act, which tells you as a citizen, as an internet user, what are your rights to the data that you have.
This is the first child sex porn complaint that we have. And it's happy because it sees the trust in the department, in government in general. Sad because while we were blotting out the private data in this, we felt very stupid doing it. Because this girl, the 17-year-old Filipina, who was first abused when she was 15, her identity is not secret. Her video is all over the internet. The permanence is there, and she's crying for help and said, what can the government do for her? She can no longer face her peers. She can no longer face anyone. This is a cry for help that we're trying to respond to. What can we do? Can we really stop all the videos? No. The least we can do is to provide restorative justice. Provide counseling for a woman, maybe relocation, different identity. This woman is gone. Her reputation, because of the online scandal video, immaturity of her age. When I got this 2 days ago from Secretary, it somehow validated all the 10 years of work, of all the frustrations with legislation, all the difficulties with all the critics from left and right, and say this validates that. For so long as there's one woman, one Filipina, one vulnerable person there who can step forward and say, ma'am, sir, can you help us with my particular concern? It's worth the effort. It's worth it.